Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 5 of the Inner Wealth Retreat. I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe that we're already on day 5. Today, we're going to be talking about business and how to make sure that you are setting the boundaries that you need to set so that your business is serving your life rather than taking over. As coaches, healers, entrepreneurs, it's so easy to get kind of stuck in this space where your business is really taking over so much of your mind space, taking over so much of your time. And really, truly, what we all want is really to have the balance, right, between business and our actual lives and our personal lives. And we want to have time for our marriage. We want to have time for our children. We want to have time for fun. We want to have time to do all the things that we want to do, right? And so it's really, really important to set those boundaries. And so what does that look like? What do boundaries in business look like? And for each of you, it's obviously going to look a little different, but I'm going to give you my perspective so that you can kind of get an idea, take it for yourself, take it all in, and then kind of look at your business and your life and be able to apply some boundaries so that you're feeling like you are living your life to its fullest. You're focusing on the things that matter most to you, and your business is really there just to serve you, right? It's there to fulfill you on a soul level. This is what I personally, I love to say this, that I feel like business is really, truly meant to be an expression of who we are. It's meant to fulfill this soul level desire that we have to make an impact in the world, to shine our light, to make a difference, to help people, right? And that is very important. And so our business is very important to us. Our business is a big part of, our soul's fulfillment and giving us that sense of meaning and purpose on a personal level versus the family level, right? Because we all have our own personal needs still too, right? And so our business is really important, but we want to make sure that we're not allowing it to take over our lives. And so when it comes to setting boundaries, it's really, really important. And so what I love to say is that your family and your marriage are your first priority, right? You yourself, I should rephrase this. You are your first priority, then comes, your husband, your children, and not in a specific order necessarily, right? Just depends on what's going on at different points in your day. But that comes before your business. And like I touched on yesterday, it's so important that your children don't feel like they come after your business and that your business matters more than them, right? And so it's really important to set those boundaries. And so what I like to, the lens that I like to look at it through is that if there ever is a conflict between business and personal life, say I've got two things going on, right? I've got this business event or business, whatever it is, my marketing, my calls, whatever it is that is going on, right? And then my children, have a need as well. My kid might need to go to the doctor. My kid might not be feeling great. My family always comes first. And this is really, really important because I've seen so many different takes on this in the coaching space, in the healing space, right? I myself as a coach have been through many coaching programs to really help me up level my personal growth, my personal development, my business in so many different areas, right? As coaches, this is what we do. This is what we dive into, right? We kind of geek out on coaching, right? So that we can be our best version of ourselves. We can really eliminate limiting beliefs. We can transform into our greatest self in all different areas, in all different ways. And I remember once this very, very well-respected coach who I respected very much. She had so many amazing insights on emotional health and heart map. And she had, I think it's called Heart Map. It was very fascinating, the things that she taught and shared. And she just had this amazing energy. But I remember that she said to me personally once that I should, excuse me, I'm sorry, my cold is still going on. I remember she said to me once that I should put my husband and children aside for 2 weeks, get everything I needed to get done in my business, and then focus on them again. And I remember like my brain was just like screaming like, no, this is not right. This is not right. I cannot ignore my husband for 2 weeks. I'm not going to ignore my children. I'm not going to say to my husband, here, take the kids for 2 weeks. I'm gone. I'm out. I'm working on my business. Like, that is not right. And then I remember, when I thought about it, I realized that she herself was not married. She was a single mom. And she just had a different perspective, and that's okay, right? That was her perspective. That was her way of living her life. And I absolutely respect that everyone has different ways, but it felt so wrong for me. And I absolutely did not listen, and I did not regret it. And what I want to say is that, especially for, as a wife, as a mother, like these things, if we, I've said this over and over throughout the retreat, is that if you don't nourish it, if you choose to put your business first, and again, it's always a choice, right? It's always a choice. This is something that I really want you to be super aware of. Every single decision that you make, every single action that you take, there's that choice. There's always a choice. There's a choice whether to speak up against something. There's a choice whether to stay silent. There's a choice whether to listen to somebody else. There's a choice whether to listen to yourself, right? It's always a choice. And so it's really important to consciously make that choice to put your family first, because I promise you, you will not regret it. If you look back, when you're going to be 90 and you're going to look back at your life, and there's been so many articles and so many studies about what people look back at, right? When they are later on in life, later on in their age, and at the end of their life. And the biggest things that people spoke about, that they were grateful for, that they were happy that they focused on, or that they wish that they focused on, was family, religion, being connected with God. I don't think I've ever seen any article say that they, or any study say that they, thought back about their business, right? And of course, we as coaches, like I keep saying, it is really important to us because this is our legacy. This is more than just us making money. This is really a big part of who we are, right? But we always have to remember that this is secondary to our personal lives, and when we create those boundaries and we make sure to put our personal life first, then we not only are we serving ourselves or serving our family, we're serving in the way that we're meant to, and we're feeling aligned with ourselves, we're feeling aligned with our soul, we're cultivating the family life that we want, the marriage, the connection with our children, right? But we also, in addition to that, right, we actually see more success. It's very fascinating because as a woman, like I touched on, I spoke about marriage, that we have feminine energy. Like this is the way we were created. This is our soul. Our soul is what allows us to exist in this world. That's what's keeping us alive. That's what's feeding us. That's what's fueling us. And we have feminine energy, and feminine energy is really about flow and being rather than doing and hustling. And when we use this approach to our business, when we look at our business and say, I'm not gonna constantly work, I'm not gonna constantly push and hustle and do, but rather I will make sure that I flip it around, that I look at my life, I look at my day through the lens of what do I personally need? And that in itself is also extremely important, because we cannot serve clients, right? As coaches and healers, we cannot serve clients when our cup is empty. We will not show up in the way that we need to for our clients. We will not be the best coaches and healers that we can be, right? And so it's important to we spoke about in the beginning, the self-care and the mindfulness, and all the different tools that you can cultivate within that really has to be a first part of your day. I myself personally, every time before I even start working on my business, I make sure to eat something and I make sure to pray to God. And I absolutely will not go live before I have, taken 5 minutes to pray. I will not go live before I have made sure to feed myself. I won't do anything at all because it's really, really important. The energy I'm going to put out is just not going to be the same, right? Like when you're hungry and your brain doesn't work the same, when you haven't given it over and asked God, for his assistance and said like, God, this is on you. Talk through me, help me with my business, help me with my life. It's not the same energy. You don't have the same level of trust, the same level of faith, the same knowing that things are going to work out for you and things are going to bring you success. Excuse me. And so it's really important that we put ourselves first, right? And then that we put our family first, right? And only then do we work on our business. And it should come from this beautiful space, right? This beautiful energy that we get to put out into the world. And so what I like to say is like, when it comes to boundaries, it's really important, when our children come home from school that we're not sitting and working all day, all evening, right? They need our love. They need our attention. They need us to be there with them. And so that's a boundary that I like to put in place, is that when my kids are home, I don't work. If there's something really, really small that I can do really quickly from my phone, I will at times, when I know that they're engaged in a toy, in a game or whatever, and they're not needing me right that second. But if there ever comes a time where I am even doing something on my phone and my child asks me for food or a snack or for me to play with them, then you know what? My phone gets put down right away. Because again, my children will always come first. My husband will come before my business. I will not spend all evening either working on my business, because then I'm not feeding my marriage. I'm not spending any time with my husband. And that's really, really crucial for me. And so the way that I have personally structured my business is that I work when my children are at school, and very, very minimally any other times. I also do not work on the weekends. I know many coaches do. If that feels right for you, by all means, I'm not here to tell you not to follow your gut and your intuition. But I want to invite you to think about, when you became an entrepreneur, when you became a coach, a healer, I would say that probably all of us took this route so that we would have the freedom, right? So we'd be working less hours, not more. And so, you can, I want to encourage you that you can to see through the lens that you can actually get a lot done in a very little amount of time if you put your trust and your faith in God. And this is something that, I had to learn so deeply over this past year. God has put a very, very big challenge in my life that really, really requires me to be focused on my children and my, one specific child, very, 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 a lot, like 24 hours a day, pretty much. And, I've realized that, and I remember when this first happened, I was like, God, why are you doing this to me? I've got this amazing coaching business that I, just want to continue to feed and want to continue because I love it. I'm so passionate about it. It's so wonderful. And it feels so good for me to make my difference, to help my clients. Right. And I was like, I don't understand. And what I realized was that God was giving me this tremendous lesson that not only does my family come first in an even bigger way than I ever thought. And I say this, not that I thought that my family, but I needed to really, really be so present and so connected and so just give them even more than I realized, right, that they needed. But that I can actually accomplish my goals, my business goals. I can expand, I can grow my business, and I can make a big difference in a very, very short amount of time that I have to work in my day. And so I want to encourage you to look at your life and see where you can cut back. Again, this is not to say that you shouldn't work, right? Obviously not. Like, we should be working. We should be, if it fuels you, if it makes you feel good, then we absolutely should continue doing that and focus, on the things that make you feel good. When it comes to your business, that's another really important thing, is that we're focusing on things that bring us joy, right? Like, it's not about listening to somebody else's strategy, somebody else's method, it's really focusing on what makes us feel good and what brings us joy, right? We went into business, right? Because we wanted to be in control of how our work life would look like, right? And it applies in the way that we run our business as well, right? Some of us love to go live. Some of us love to put out videos. Some of us might not like that as much. Some of us might prefer to do podcasting. Some of us might prefer, to put out posts and or to run a Facebook group or whatever it is. I really want to encourage you to really look within. This is another really, really big lesson that I've learned over my 5 years being a coach and just gathering so much information on business and the way that we're meant to really run our own personal businesses, is that it's so important that we listen to our intuition and we run it from that space, because not only will we feel so much better, will we feel so aligned, will it feel like our business is actually serving us and fueling us and serving our life, but it will actually perform so much better when we're running it from a space of, I'm going to do it my way, the way that feels right for me. I'm not going to go and look at every other coach out there or every other healer that's running a business and compare myself. I'm not going to say, oh, I've got to do, everything that they do. I'm going to do what feels right for me. I'm going to create the marketing strategy that I can fit into my life. I like to say business should fit into your life rather than be your life, right? And it's really, really important that we, listen to that intuition, that we run our businesses from a space of listening to our inner voices, listening to what God wants of us, seeing the lessons that come up for us in our lives, and apply that to our business and apply that to our coaching and our healing, because our clients, right? They're coming to us for what the business, I'm sorry, just a minute. They're coming to us for the knowledge and life lessons and insights that we have, right? They don't care about anyone else's. They're not coming to us for us to be a copy of somebody else, for us to compare ourselves to others. Like, they want what's inside of you. And so it's really, really important to really, really hone in on what your intuition is telling you, what life lessons you're learning, what business lessons you're learning, what lessons you're learning on your own coaching, healing journeys. Excuse me. Because that's what brings us the most success. That's what brings us the most personal success and the most professional success. And when we go to sleep at night, this is something else I like to reflect on, is like, when you go to sleep at night, you want to go to sleep feeling accomplished, feeling like you've done good with your life, like you've done good with your day, right? And like you feel good inside, you feel good, your soul feels good, like it's fulfilled something, it's brought meaning to the world, it's brought purpose, it's brought transformation to somebody else's life. And the way that we do that really is by looking at our own intuition rather than looking at other coaches and other healers, or what somebody, excuse me, what somebody has advised us to do that doesn't feel right, right? And that's what's really, truly most important. I want to kind of give you a little bit of perspective where I guess I'm coming from, and where I spent 10 years in business prior to becoming a coach. Actually, I spent 10 years generating millions of dollars for e-commerce companies in, excuse me, in marketing. I ran a marketing department. At one point I was actually involved in, not only did I run the marketing department, but I was involved in so many different aspects of the business. I was involved in a lot of key decisions when it came to business growth and business development, and really taking the company to the next level. And this is what I did for 10 years before becoming a coach. And so, when I became a coach, I saw that it's a completely different industry. But I really took the lessons that I was able to cultivate over those years and really bring it into business. And what I want to say is, like, because marketing is something that I really geeked out on for 10 years, and it was so fun for me. What I really want to share, one other marketing tip that I want to share with you, because I think it's really crucial and really important, is that our marketing should really be about our clients and our clients. It really should be focused on them rather than about us. It's very fascinating. When I came into the coaching industry, I saw that literally everything that I had spent 10 years creating massive success with ended up being like kind of flipped around. Like, there was a lot of talking about ourselves and our personal stories and our transformations. And while that is nice and it is relevant to some degree, that should not be the focus of our business, our marketing, our messaging out there, unless obviously your soul is telling you that that's right for you. Okay, so if that is right for you, and then absolutely discard what I'm saying, because there are lots of marketing experts that speak about this. But I personally have felt very strongly, the success that I built in marketing was really focusing on what our customers wanted. What about the products that we sold made it enticing for them, made them want to, click and buy that specific product, because it would help them with A, B, C, and D, right? And it's important. I think it's really important to take this perspective when we're interacting with our clients, when we are putting messaging out there, putting our marketing out there. Really, our clients are really focused on what their specific problems are. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And our marketing should really be based on that. Okay. If any of you watching live or watching in replay have any questions at all about business, this is something that is also a really fun topic for me to talk about, and fun topic for me to be able to help people with. Would absolutely love to answer your questions. I'm actually going to have to keep this a little bit short today because I'm really not feeling good, and I'm realizing that I'm going to have to go and take care of my body. I'm sorry. But I really wanted to share these messages, that it's extremely important to create those boundaries. It is extremely important that we listen to our intuition. It is extremely important that we listen to our clients and our customers, and we hear them. We hear what their needs are. We hear where they're challenged, and we address that, right? We talk to them about what's going on with them, right? I've been so blessed to connect with, so many coaches and healers over the past 5 years. And I've seen so many different styles of coaching, so many different styles of healing. And I have the absolute utmost respect for each and every coach and each and every healer that is putting themselves out there, that is building a business, that is doing their best to help their clients transform. And what I can tell you is that the ones that I have seen that have made the absolute biggest difference in their clients' lives, that we're literally able to help them, where clients have gone for years of therapy and then came to a coach or came to a healer, and all of a sudden within a few months, we're able to completely heal. We're able to heal things that they could never even imagine was possible, because the therapy route just did not even scratch the surface of what their problems were. We're coaches and healers that were really, really attuned with listening to their clients. They were coaches and healers that really gave to themselves and had a routine, had a self-care routine so that they could show up as their best selves. They were coaches and healers that really prioritized what was most important so that they can be there. They can be there to listen, to help their clients feel safe, feel heard, feel seen. And they were able to address their clients' very specific needs. And, because sometimes coaches and healers tend to get, because of all this messaging, the marketing gurus in the coaching industry that are talking so much about, sharing your story and sharing your challenges. And again, there is a space for that. I think it's okay to sprinkle it in here and there. I think it's okay to share your wins. I think it's great. It's great to share your wins. It's great to share your successes. Those are extremely important. But to focus, and it's okay, sometimes, but the ones when you're focusing too much on it, I've seen sometimes coaches and healers, focus the coaching sessions or group coaching sessions, whatever coaching they were offering, focusing a lot around them and a lot about, they would approach, say, a client was speaking to them and speaking about a specific problem, and their mind would right away go to how they experienced something similar and give advice based on their experiences, without actually listening, without actually hearing what the client is saying. And the reality is that we all have different journeys, different life experiences, right? Our clients are coming to us for us to listen, for us to hear them, for us to use our intuition and guide them based on what's going on for them, right? Not based on what's going on for us. And oftentimes we do attract people that have similar experiences, but it's important to remember that even if the experience is similar, it's still going to be a little different, right? And really, when you are able to coach from this space of, I'm a clean slate, my client is the center stage, my client is the one I am listening to, I am hearing, I am seeing, I am using my intuition, I am getting to know my client, I am following them through on this journey. That's when you're able to really bring the biggest transformation. That's when you're really able to bring the biggest transformation. And that's when you're going to have clients that are raving about you, that are leaving you amazing testimonials, that are saying to you like, gosh, you've changed my life, right? Because really, truly, when someone is hurting, they need to be heard. They need to be seen. They need someone that's going to be so fine-tuned on what's going on with them, so that they can really step into the transformation, so that they can heal, right? And, I want, more than anything, I want, for each and every one of you to really be able to up-level your business, for you to be able to up-level your coaching skills, for you to be able to up-level your healing skills, for you to really, really make a difference, because gosh, there are just so many people out there hurting. There are so many people out there waiting for each and every one of you. There are so many people that need you, that are literally praying for God to send them help, right? And you can be that answer. You can be that solution, that guide, that person that can bring them to the transformation. But the only way that you can do that is if you are really, really paying attention to them, putting them at center stage, making sure that, that they're getting the transformation. I've sometimes heard some coaches say that, the results are on the client, and kind of shirking responsibility, I almost feel like. And what I want to share is that, when a client comes to you, right, they're coming to you as the expert. They're expecting you to give your full self to them, right? They're expecting you to be able to walk them through the transformation. And sometimes they may get challenged, and sometimes they may feel like, gosh, okay, I'll use myself as an example, just for just to make this clear. They may be thinking, they're coming to Miriam because they want Miriam to be able to help them and guide them. And so, I'm sorry, this is where I was going. They may be thinking to themselves, I know Miriam said self-care. I know mindfulness. I know these are things I need to apply and I should apply, and it's going to make a difference in my life, but I'm struggling. It's so hard. It's so difficult for me to step into the transformation. And that is really important for us as coaches, to hold that space, to guide that client through. Right? This is a big part of our job as coaches, is not to just say, oh gosh, I told you to do A, B, C, and D, and you're not doing it, so that's on you. You didn't get the result, right? Absolutely not. I always, one of the things I want to say I'm really most proud of as a coach is that every single client that comes to me has gotten results, has many times way beyond what they imagined was even possible to get, because they are center stage. They need to be, they need guidance. They need support. They need us to be on their side, in their corner, helping them step into the transformation, helping them make a difference. And when you really, really focus on that, right? And this goes back to, this is something I learned again in my e-commerce days. Like, the customer wanted what we always had to give the customer what they wanted. They're the ones paying for the product. And the same goes with coaching. They are paying for a service. It's not okay if a client pays you for a service and then you just say, you know what? I gave you all the tools. You should be responsible to do it yourself, unless you're selling a program that is a do it for yourself, right? I know many coaches have options like that. I've had options like that at times, but those are really usually low ticket offers, and they're aware before they buy that this is something that they're buying a ready-made program, where it's just knowledge and for them to apply for themselves. But if they're doing any other higher level coaching with you, which I would imagine most of you are probably offering now, because this is the space, this is really where the transformation is able to happen, when we're able to give our time and our energy and really be there with our clients. It's really, really important that we put them first. And more than anything, when our clients have the results, right, we feel amazing as coaches. We feel so good. It's like, yes, I saved this woman's marriage. Yes, I helped this woman heal from abuse. And not only did she heal from abuse, but she was able to find an amazing person to marry who is so healthy and so happy. And now they're living this beautiful life together. Yes, I was able to help this person learn how to sleep well so that she's able to function better as a mother, as an entrepreneur. This is the goal. This is like what we as coaches want, right? And so what I want to encourage you is show up as that coach in your business. Show up as that coach for your clients, right? And really, sometimes showing up as this type of coach, showing up as the one that really, really is in their corner, really there to support them, really there to be there with them. Sometimes that means taking on less clients or working less hours so that you're able to give to yourself. Because again, if there's no boundaries in your business and you're kind of just like, oh, anybody can come join my program and speak to me any time of day or night, I don't even want to say speak to you every day or night, because that's actually something I do offer. But in in a not on the phone, obviously, through a messaging service, through Voxer. But what I mean is that if you're having, say, I don't know, 5 calls a week, everybody can join, or 10 calls or 20 calls, right? Like, where's time for you? Where's time for you to cultivate that inner space? Where's time for you to work on feeling good so you can show up as that coach? Like, it might seem to you like that's going to bring you greater success. It might seem to you like, gosh, if I'm just, over delivering and giving all the value that I need to give, and, giving more value than I should be giving is what I meant to say, then that's going to bring you success. But actually not. It's the client's success that's going to bring you more success, right? Success breeds success. And so it's important that we look at our businesses and realize that as a coaching healer business, it's a little different than just throw everything out at them, right? It's really listening to them. It's really creating those boundaries, listening to your intuition, really, really being there with your clients, for your clients, helping them be seen, feel heard, and really walking them through the transformation. A very fascinating thing that I learned when I was becoming a coach myself in my certification program was that every time someone wants to make a change in their lives, God assigns them an angel to walk them along the path until they reach their destination. And this was such a powerful thing for me to learn, because I wanted to share it with you because I want each one of you and each one of us are really constantly going through transformations. We're constantly up-leveling. We're constantly tapping into higher levels of awareness, higher levels of our consciousness. We're being more intentional. It's important that we understand, or rather that we keep this in mind, that we bear this in mind, that on our own personal transformations, we have an angel walking us through. And not only on our own personal, but on our clients. And to trust that our clients are going to get that transformation. I love to say that, like, the biggest gift that we can give our clients, and really, again, also leads back to us and our success in our business, is to have so much faith in our clients' success, to have so much belief that they are going to get it. Not only are they going to get it, but they're going to go way, way beyond that. And when we hold that space for them, we hold that vision, then gosh, it's mind-blowing, the results that they get. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I'll share with you a transformation that a client of mine had. And this was many years ago, way earlier in my coaching journey when I was in a different space. I was helping people heal from narcissistic abuse. I had this client who, gosh, when we met, we actually met in person, face to face. She lived right next to me. And I remember meeting her at Starbucks, and she was literally, I had never seen someone so, it's painful to think back on it. Someone so scared, someone so down in life. Like, she was practically shaking as she was talking to me and telling me all the abuse that she was experiencing with this person she was dating. It was so painful. And I remember that when we had this conversation, and I remember saying to her, like, I'm telling you, I know that not only can you leave him, but you can heal so much, that you're going to have so much inner strength. You're going to feel so good about yourself that you're going to be able to live the most beautiful life. And I remember that, I could tell that it gave her so much hope. The fact that I believed in her, the fact that I knew that she could get into such a healthy space and really, really transform what was going on for her, because really it was all internal. It was all, when anyone is experiencing abuse, it's really, truly, it's 100% the other person that is abusing, and it is awful and it is terrible, and there's no excuse in the world for them. But we have to receive it. We have to, and not just, I don't want this to come, God forbid that I'm putting blame on the person for receiving it. It's just that most people have not learned tools to stand up for themselves and to put in healthy boundaries. I myself had to learn all these lessons, right? And so God forbid, it's not at all the person's fault, but there's so many tools that we can learn to stand up for ourselves and to push back against it and to say, I'm leaving, I'm done. And so thankfully, this woman and I worked together for 3 months, and gosh, she had been in therapy for over 2 years, had made literally no progress. These were her words to me. And she even said to me, like, her therapist was like, maybe, when she had told her therapist that she had met me, she's like, she sounds like the one for you. I'm telling you, she can finally help you get where you need to go. And it was like one of the greatest honors of my life, truly, because she not only left him, she healed so much, that I'm getting so emotional because she's somebody that I know personally, and that, like, wow, it was just absolutely mind-blowing. The transformation she stepped into. She ended up marrying a really healthy person, and she's actually a health coach now. It's really, really, really mind-blowing. What a difference it makes when you just hold that belief for your clients. Like, they deserve it. They deserve, like, they're coming to you as the coach, as the healer, as the expert. Our job and our duty and our responsibility is to make sure that they're getting that, to make sure that they're getting the support, to make sure that they're, and for each client, it's going to be different, right? For her, at that time, there was a little bit of accountability she needed to be held up to. That isn't obviously where we started, but I remember as our time together continued, and she, felt so stuck. Understandably, she had been in this horrific relationship for over 2 years. She had been to so much therapy. She felt so stuck. But I remember as our time was kind of getting, short, like the amount of time we had to work together was getting closer and closer to the end, all of a sudden, like, everything started to click for her. Everything. But I had to show up as the coach. I had to show up and support her and encourage her and remind her, like, you can do this. I'm telling you, you're going to get better. You're going to be able to leave him. You're going to be able to. And I remember, gosh, when she left him, I remember her calling me and telling me, like, I did it. Like, it's, and not only did she do it that she left him, but she felt like it was such an amazing accomplishment for her. She was just like, she was able to say everything she wanted to say to him, like, oh my gosh, you abused me for so long. This is absolutely horrific. And she was able to, like, it helped her heal. It really helped her heal to be able to find her voice. And so I share this really, truly, just for you to kind of look at it and see for yourself and say, gosh, like, I too can bring my clients to this transformation. I can hold this belief. And what I want to say is that honest, what gave me that strength to be able to say that, and what gave me that belief and that trust, was believing in God and bringing God into the picture. The entire process, I kept saying, like, God, I know you sent this specific woman into my life as a client, and I know that you want me to help her. And not only do I know that you want me to help her, but I know that you want her to have the most amazing life. Like, I know this is what you want for everyone. And so you're going to help me. You're going to help me get, bring her to that transformation. And that, bringing God in and really, asking God to speak through me, asking God for guidance, asking God to help me, as her coach, really, really get her there, really gave me the internal strength that I needed to show up for her. And I remember, I was, it's very fascinating. Like, at the time was very recently was like, I had just very recently developed the total self-care. And so I obviously made sure that I was showing up for myself in total self-care. I was being mindful. I taught her these tools. And it was really, really just an incredible experience for me as a coach. And it still moves me until today. Like I remember at the time at the time she lived close to me. I've since moved states. But I remember that before I left, she literally came over to me and she thanked me. She's like, you saved my life. And this is, I want you to know, I'm speaking to you as coaches and healers. I want you to know that we literally have the power to save somebody's life. Like God has given us this amazing ability. God has given us this tremendous gift to literally save people's lives. To, I want more than anything to empower you as a coach and as a healer to trust yourself, to trust God, to know that you can literally save people's lives. You can make such a difference in the world. You can take your clients from A to Z. I love to say that to coaches. I love to say that to healers because I've seen it for myself, and not just for myself. I've seen other coaches do this. I've seen it. I've experienced it myself where coaches or healers have been able to, really be the people that they needed to be so that they could really get their clients from A to Z. Like this is what people pay us for, right? And not just that this is what people pay us for, but this is what they deserve. This is what they need. And this is really the best business advice I can give you, because I know this might not be strategy, or it might not be like, okay, do this and you're going to make $100,000, right? Like all the, so many of the business coaches or marketing experts and coaching are talking about, and of course finances is important and it's wonderful, and I believe we should be paid as coaches, and you should be paid well as a coach, as a healer, to make your difference, and we should step into financial abundance because that in itself empowers our clients to step into that. And I know some of you are teaching clients how to step into financial abundance and business success, and that is absolutely incredible. And I have so much respect for you. But I want to encourage you that even if you are a business coach, there's still, at the end of the day, we're all humans, right? And our clients are humans, and they're coming to us. Even if we're a business coach, they're needing the support. They're needing the personal transformation that comes along with growing a business, right? And don't shy away from it. Don't shy away from it. Don't say to yourself like, gosh, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. No, God sent each client to you with the exact challenges that they're facing, because you have the solution for them. You have it inside of you to help them. And so your job is to create those boundaries so that you can show up as your best self. Your job is to listen to your intuition so that you're guiding them rather than just letting all your things spill out, right? Your job is to really hold that space, hold that faith, hold that trust, knowing that God is guiding you. God gave you this very specific client, even if it feels challenging at times, right? Sometimes clients might be challenging for you, or sometimes you get thrown with a problem. You might have taken them on for one thing, and then you see that there's something else that it might scare you. You might be like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do. But I want you I want you to be encouraged that you can do this. You can do whatever it is that it feels like you're thinking that you can't, because it really, God wouldn't have given you them as a client if you couldn't, right? And so more than anything, I want you to empower yourself to do the inner work, to really hold that space for yourself so that you can see, bring your clients the biggest transformation, so your business can grow, so you can have the success that you've wanted, and not just have the success that you have now, but you can multiply it, right? More than anything, that's right? Business is obviously about generating revenue and getting great testimonials and making a difference, right? And you can have all of that. It is going to take work and effort internally sometimes at different points to show up the way you need to be, especially, I want to say this is really like, especially if you're newer, right? I know some of you might be a little new into the coaching space, and that's why I really wanted to share this. Because, sometimes when you're new, you don't feel as confident, you don't feel as strong in what you offer, or you might not feel as like, gosh, I can offer this, but the minute you show me that, I'm really scared. No, build that confidence. No, like, trust in God. Just give it over to God. Say, God, I know you're going to guide me. I know you're going to help me. I know this client's going to get the transformation. And really, really own that and really step into that. And this is really, truly at the heart of business. And this is what leaving a legacy is, right? It's knowing that clients have come to you and gotten the transformation. There was somebody who I looked up to, that has accomplished so much in his life. He has passed on, and may his memory be for a blessing. His name is Robert Twersky, and I remember he's put out so much, written so many books on psychology and addiction, and just amazing, amazing work in his lifetime. And I watched a video of him speaking once, and he said, and this like just really, really spoke to me and really was so meaningful. And I want to share it with all of you. He said that, when I go up to heaven, when I go up to God, I know that I'm going to be able to say to God, I did get good in this world. Look at all these people that I've helped. Like, that's going to be my ticket to heaven. And I remember saying, like, gosh, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want my clients to be able to say, like, Miriam helped me. Miriam made a difference in my life. And that's the space that I really believe we as coaches need to be in. We need to really focus on the fact that we became coaches and healers to transform people's lives. So go out and do it. Find the confidence, find the self-esteem, find whatever you need internally, because it's there. It just needs to be cultivated. It just needs to be stepped into. You're gonna be able to do it. God gave you this life journey so that you can do it, right? Excuse me. And for any of you coaches and healers that are feeling like, you might not be in a state where you're feeling all this yet, and you're feeling insecure, or you just know that you have growth to do in your confidence and your self-esteem and in the transformations that you bring your clients. Like, this is one of the aspects of what the Inner Wealth Mastermind is really all about. More than anything, I want to empower each and every one of you that chooses to join this program to become the best coach and healer that you could be, to step into the biggest transformation, to have the most business growth, to have those clients that are thanking you every day and saying, like, you saved my life, you saved my marriage, you helped me learn sleep so that I can function like a human being and be able to, able to help me find the love of my life. Whatever it is that you offer your clients, you'll help me support my family by building my own business. Like, whatever transformation you give to your clients, this is where you need to double down and you need to really, really cultivate within. And so if you're feeling like, you're not there yet, or you need a boost in confidence, or, any of the other aspects, you're really just looking to find that balance for yourself so that you can be the best coach or the best healer, or you're just feeling like really challenged with your marriage, which happens to all of us at different points in time, right? Or if you're feeling like you're having a hard time being present with your children, or you're having a hard time creating that close relationship with them. This is literally what the Inner Wealth Mastermind is all about. And so if this is something that you are feeling strongly, you're thinking to yourself, as you're going through this retreat, you're saying like, gosh, these are such amazing transformations. These are things that I really, really need to step into. These are things I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to reach out to me. And let's chat. Let's talk this through. Let's see how I can help you really step into this transformation. Because the reality is that every single coach and healer needs their own coach or their own healer to step into their transformations, right? We need someone outside of our own perspective. We need someone that can give us that boost of confidence, that can be, give us a bird's eye view on what they see is going on within, so that we can step into that. We can leave our legacy. And I like to think that, obviously I'm nowhere near 90 years old, but I like to think that, when we're 90 years old, when all of us as coaches and healers, right, of course, we're going to look back and say that we had the family we wanted, we had the marriage we wanted, but I also want to believe that we're going to look back, just like Rabbi Twersky said, and say like, God is going to take me in to heaven because I made a difference. I like to believe we're going to look back and say that I'm leaving a legacy. I've transformed thousands and millions of people's lives for the better, right? Right? This is what it's all about. This is what we're coaches for. This is why we become coaches and healers, right? Because this is what it's about. And so I want to encourage you, if any of this is speaking to you, I want to encourage you to reach out to me. I'm available in the DMs. I'm available to chat with you over Zoom. Reach out to me. Let's talk this through. Let's see if this is right for you. Because this is really what it's all about. This is what our life is about. This is what our life journey, this is the culmination of what we want our life journey to be like and to be about. And more than anything, it is such an honor and such a blessing for me to be able to support coaches, knowing that not only am I leaving my legacy personally, but I'm helping you leave your legacy. I'm helping you have the family life you want, have the marriage you want, have that sense of balance, have that inner peace, that inner strength, be able to tap into your intuition, be able to find that inner wisdom, because that's really what it's all about. I want each and every one of you to feel fulfilled, to find meaning, to find purpose, to feel at peace with yourself, to feel at peace with your life, to know every day that life can be beautiful. It can be amazing. It's just up to us to step into it. All right. I'm going to leave off with that. And I want to wish you all a wonderful weekend. For any of you watching in replay, I would really, really love to hear from you if you have any questions about business or if any of this resonated with you. It's always, always nice for me to hear from you. And I want to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful weekend, full of blessings, full of love, connection, peace, light, all of the good things. And we will chat. All right. Take care, everybody.